I was just checking that I actually was rolling because I had a panic moment there, second guessing myself. But I was, so it is all okay. Hello there, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Tales from the 20 Side.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, folks.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Yes, as I was saying, welcome back to Tales from the 20 Side, Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your games master for this and for many other games on this channel. And I'm joined by our regular cast members of Mr. Stu Jackson.
Hello.
Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
And Mr. Darren Mafucci.
Hello.
Hello, folks, and a very happy New Year to you all. Well, it's still 2020 for us as we're recording it. But,
just about.
In the spirit of maintaining the illusion, Happy New Year, folks. How are we all doing?
All right.
Good.
Yeah, good.
I've recovered my hangover from Christmas Day eventually.
There you go. Takes a while, doesn't it?
It did for me this year. Oh my goodness, yes. Turns out that spending Christmas on your own doesn't mean I drink less.
No, in fact, quite the opposite.
Yeah. And I got to say, not just is it a Happy New Year, but it's a Happy New module for us as well, isn't it?
It is. You're very correct. So, in case you are just joining us, and if you are, why? There's 40 other episodes for you to catch up on. In case you are just joining us, our party have very recently completed the first book of Reign of Winter, the Adventure Path, Pathfinder 1st Edition Adventure Path, and we are about to embark into a brave new world on the continuation of that story. It's been a wild ride so far. By the time this goes out, I will have had a little chat, a little sit down with Stu on Twitch, where I will have answered a few burning questions, maybe revealed a secret or two from behind the screen. Which, if you did miss that on Twitch, that will be going up on our Facebook page for you to watch on demand as well. So you'll still have a chance to see that.
We'll also put it out as the way we do the podcast episodes as well, so that you'll get the audio version, if that's how you like to listen to stuff.
Which, I mean, given that we are running a podcast, Stu, and we're on episode 41, 42, I would hope they do enjoy getting their media through podcast form.
Absolutely. But there's a variety of options to choose from there. And it's Happy New something else as well. Can I say it, Tom?
You can?
Now you're wondering what the hell I'm going to say. It's Happy New Level.
Happy New Level indeed. Our party are now all level 4.
Woo!
That heady milestone of the
godlike.
Keep saying it, Stu. The next dragon will be real.
Well, at least this time, Brother Amos will be able to talk to it.
That's
very true. Very, very true.
I'm going to tell it to fuck off.
Awesome.
Oh, I must say, I didn't realise quite how chilly it was going to be around the back and sides of my head today. Over Christmas, I went to see my parents for Christmas dinner, as you do, and I've been wrestling a bit with the hairdressers recently, trying to get the cut I want, and it's been getting gradually shorter and shorter and shorter on the sides. I've been going for kind of the whole Viking undercut type thing. And I finally got it where I want, but not without my dad's help. I did have to. I was sort of talking to him about it on Christmas Day, and he was saying, "Oh, save you keep going back to the hairdressers, and obviously since you're going into tier 4 and it's going to be a while before you can, why don't I just do it for you?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right, why not?"
Now you know, and now you know why not.
So when you said you've been wrestling from the hairdresser with the hairdresser, I was going to say, well, it looks like they won. Shaved sides, everybody. I mean, I can't talk. I took the whole bloody lot off.
Well, yeah,
I've had. That was for a job.
I've had home haircuts for the last 10 months. So.
Well, yeah, Neil. I mean, you know, time's been taking all your hair off, hasn't it?
That's true. Yes, that's true as well. But I do still enjoy the visit. I do enjoy the pampering and the conversation.
The happy ending.
And
The happy
and
ending. Something for the
physical
weekend.
contact.
I think that's a service that only Neil's barber provides. Sadly.
He's not a barber, he's just some bloke who hangs around the alleyway round the back.
just some bloke round the back of his house with a pair of clippers.
Why do you keep going out by the bins to get your haircut then?
Twice a day.
And it doesn't look any different. It's still a mess.
If anything, when you come back, you look more dishevelled.
All right, folks. Well, on that bombshell, I think it's about time we get into our game. What do you reckon?
Suppose so.
Before too many secrets are on the top.
I have a dice bag.
Oh,
Nice.
that's nice. Was that a Christmas gift,
It was a
Karen?
gift. My girlfriend made it for me. Yeah, that's good.
She made it for you.
She made it. Yeah.
That's really cool. Wow.
It's beautiful. It's a velvety purple, which is the colour of power.
It's my
with
purple sack.
Yeah, a purple sack with a picture of a D20 on it. It's awesome.
It's very, very nice.
Shout out to your girlfriend. Does she listen to the show?
No, I don't think so. I haven't asked her actually.
I feel like this is the tipping point in your relationship, Darren. You have to see if she can handle if she can handle you being a twat on radio.
or are you scared of encouraging her?
I think she hears my voice enough, to be honest.
How could anyone hear your voice enough? Speaking of hearing your voice, you have some other news as well, don't you, Darren?
Do I?
Yeah. Didn't
your
you
EP.
release something recently?
Yeah.
A bit like Neil. Neil's always releasing something.
By the bins. Yeah, I released my EP a few days ago. Or a couple of days before Christmas, I think, yeah. That is available on Bandcamp. You can go there and listen to it. It is called Searching for Monsters. The EP is called Lockdown. There you go. It's on Bandcamp.
We've all had a listen to it ourselves, and we're very impressed by what we hear. If you fancy some top-notch music produced by our very own brother Amos, we encourage you to go and give that a listen. And there'll be a link somewhere, I imagine, if we can.
Yeah, I'll get a link out.
Okay.
Well,
cool.
I mean, you're doing our social media now, aren't you, Darren? So
I am doing the Twitter, although it keeps booting me out of it because of the phone number thing.
Oh right.
I don't think because I noticed you've been doing a few updates on Twitter. I think it marks different people accessing the account as like suspicious activity.
Oh right.
So,
We'll address that.
That.
Yeah. Okay.
Figure it out. Anyway, in the meantime, folks, we have a game of Pathfinder to get back into. What do you reckon?
We do. That's what people are listening for.
That is. We've given them enough preamble at this point. I think we can get back into the game quite safely. All right. So, bringing us back into our game, then, everybody. Our three adventurers, Brother Amos, Olwyn Templeton, and Otto von Niederschläger, have just achieved something of a milestone in their journey. They crossed into the wintry land of Irison from their homeland of Taldor, made their way across the wilderness there, made some friends, made some enemies, killed some enemies, and eventually found themselves at the Pale Tower, which is the seat of power in this region of Irison. Once there, they met Radosek Pavril, who was the witch in charge of the tower, at least at the moment. And after a few failed negotiations with him regarding some things that you were carrying that he wanted, and regarding the fate of your new friend Nadia's daughter, you ended up in battle with Radosek, and he led you on a merry chase up and down the Pale Tower, but eventually you cornered him in the top floor and did battle with him one final time. As you were beginning to get the upper hand, he called down from the sky above a statue of a dragon that he had animated to serve his will. and the dragon plunged into this chamber at the top of the tower, and you fought a desperate battle against Radosek and the dragon until your comrade Nadia, searching for her missing daughter, put the witch down by separating his head from his shoulders. And in the moments that followed, when the room kind of went still, you discovered that with a bit of inspection and investigation, Otto suddenly discovered that he had the ability to close the winter portal that was spreading snow and ice across your homeland far, far away. And as he closed his eyes and reached out to interact with this magic before him, he severed it with a deft use of his hands. I'm trying to find ways around making Darren laugh. It's not working. He reached out and severed this thread of magic, wherein the four of you all heard a thunder crack coming from far outside the tower, and that is where we bring ourselves back in. So the four of you have just watched Otto step up to this holographic globe in the centre of the chamber. You've watched him close his eyes, and you've watched him reach out with both his hands, and as he's done so, you've heard this thunder crack from outside. What would you like to do?
Don't close the portal yet!
Oh, really? Are you sure?
We need to get back at some point.
Oh, yes, of course we do.
As you're having this thought as the thunder crack happens, Olwyn.
Okay.
And you never have a thought that does not come straight out your mouth.
Yes. So is it closed now?
Otto, with your understanding of the portal and the very good Arcana roll you rolled last time out, you understand that you have now closed this portal.
So we're trapped here then?
Oh, yeah. It's my first time closing a portal, so
Okay.
You know.
Did you close all the portals or just the one to Heldren?
Again, Otto, from your understanding of this magic, the only one that you had power over from this location was the one connecting to Taldor.
no. So not all of them, just the one we need.
Okay. Well, I suppose we might be able to go through a different portal to get somewhere fairly close.
There you are, you're thinking positively now. You never know your luck.
It's the right. Is the map still active there, Dom?
Yes, the hologram that you suspect might show Galarian itself still hovers there.
Is there anywhere that sort of looks like it might be near Taldor?
I'll tell you what, you can give me an intelligence roll there, Olwyn. Actually, no. You know what? I'll take that back. This will be a survival roll.
Oh, yes, that's not much better. 13.
13. Yeah, it's difficult. You sort of looking at this globe and this map, and whilst you can see that there are pinpricks of light nearby to Taldor, at least relatively speaking, you certainly don't know if any of these pinpricks also hold portals or if they're simply marking locations.
Okay. No ideas, but do you know what? We're I suppose we're on a mission to bring back Baba Yaga, Queen of the Witches. If she can't teleport us back, then, well, she's a bit shit, isn't she? Let's rely on that.
You have a point.
Nadia, you said you were going to accompany us.
And Nadia looks up. Sort of, she's the whole time you've been interacting with this, she's been sat on the floor, just sort of thinking to herself very quietly. Really in the same place that you left her since she brought down Radosek, and she sort of looks up and she says, "Oi, you mentioned you were heading up to White Throne, yes?"
That's right. That's the plan.
Oi, I don't think Waldsby's really my home no more. So I've been thinking I'm gonna go and get the boys. Gonna relocating up to Elsprin. It's about a week's travel on foot, and then from there it's a couple more days onto White Throne itself. Now I've got some family in White Throne who might be able to assist you further. I'd be happy to accompany and make an introduction.
That sounds brilliant. What do you think, chaps?
Anyone have a better idea?
No.
No, I don't.
Okay, so what I'm going to suggest then is that you take this crystal so you can get back downstairs. Once you've got everyone, come back up here and we'll be here waiting, because I don't think we'll be able to get out.
Why don't we just go down with her? No.
Well, we want to explore the place, don't we? We want to have a look around anyway. And to be honest, I need to really look after Chardonnay and help Chardonnay as much as possible.
Yes, of course.
Well, Nadia pipes up. It's getting quite late already, and we're all rather beat up. Why don't we? I remember when we were coming back up, Captain Orlov, didn't she say something about being able to find a place for us to sleep if we wanted it?
Oh, she did. You're right.
Oh yes, before things soured a little on the hospitality front.
I do think I ought to have a look at Chardonnay though. I'd like to do battle medicine on Chardonnay. I can't do treat wounds yet. But yes, I'll do a battle medicine. Yes, and do you know what? I'm going to do it at the higher DC as well.
Okay, so
DC 20.
Alwyn's rolling against DC 20 for those who are not familiar. And if he succeeds, he'll get more healing out of it.
Rolled an 18, so 28.
Beautiful.
Yay. That worked. So that's 4d8 back? Is that
no, it's still 2d8. Sorry, I know we talked about this earlier. I meant to look it up. I forgot.
My bad, I ought to know what the hell I'm talking about.
With trait wounds, higher DC, it's 2d8, but you get an extra 10. So it's 2d8 plus 10.
Okay.
It only becomes 4d8 if it's a critical success.
Snake eyes!
Even so, that's still 12 hit points back.
That's 12 hit points back to Chardonnay, who will flicker his eyes open. Like the brave doggy that he is.
Yes. And critically, by succeeding on your treat wounds there, Owen, you also remove Chardonnay's wounded condition.
Fabulous. Right.
So Chardonnay sort of pops up, sort of lies still for a little while as you stitch him back up, and after a short while, sort of begins to get up on his feet and start moving around once again. So the question remains, folks. You find yourselves in this upper ritual chamber. There are 3 doors leading off around you. What would you like to do? As mentioned, you sort of glance out of one of the windows of the tower, and you do see that night is on the verge of falling. There's the last vestiges of sunlight disappearing below the horizon.
Do you know what? I think we can even make camp up here.
It's indoors.
And maybe
We've
have a
got
little.
rations, we've got bedrolls. It's too cold.
As a note, this chamber is a lot colder than it was previously, because the statue of the dragon smashed through the ceiling in order to get into you. So you are currently exposed to the elements a bit more than you were.
Well, we can find another room.
Does anybody fancy
chamber.
some light looting?
I think we should have a good look around first. Let's examine the body of Radosek.
Yeah, easily enough to do. You find that he is sort of wrapped up in quite nice looking clothing, very very finely made, very very, very elegant in terms of dress style. You go through him. You find a few things. You find 2 empty potion vials. You also find a strip of cloth that you recognise as being the remnant of the scroll that he used to wake the statue up in the first place. The only thing that's of any real interest is the magical dagger that he'd been wielding against you. This dagger itself has a... Sorry, just find the description. It has a blade of... The blade is what looks to be a sharpened crystal that pulses with a very faint blue light, and it has an elegant silver hilt that curls into the head of a blue-eyed wolf. And as you've noticed, is when Radosek was throwing this weapon, it was returning to his hand after he had made each attack.
I'm going to suggest that our ranged attacker should have this.
Yes, I will have that.
Suddenly you're the ranged attacker.
Yeah, I thought I was
right?
the ranger. I thought I was the one who had to stay out of harm's way.
Well, I'm
Who did you have in mind?
No. I did have you in mind, but yes.
I'm the one who has this tendency
Who's the ranged attacker?
I'm the one with the tendency to die in fights.
Well, that's because you run into them and you don't stay at range. But yes,
which makes me the ranged attacker.
Unless you have any objections, Brother Amos.
Nadia looks up from the floor, and she gives you both a steely glare. The steely glare that you imagine is well practiced from her years of motherhood, and she just says, "Boys, don't make me knock your heads together now. Play nice."
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Alwyn will hand over this magical dagger.
All right. So whoever is taking it, I think I heard you say Otto.
Yes, I'll take it.
Okay. Please add that you have an icicle dagger in your inventory.
Icicle dagger.
And mechanics-wise, this is a +1 returning dagger. So you have +1 on any rolls you make to hit with it, and regardless of whether you hit or miss, it flies back to your hand as soon as it's made the attack.
Magical.
Perhaps at some point I might be able to borrow it, because I'm sure it's an icicle made for 2. Dear.
I'm going to use Flurry of Blows.
There we go. But yeah, other than the dagger and these empty potion vials and other little pieces, you don't find anything of note on Radosek himself.
Do we find his head?
Yeah, his head's not far away. You've not thrown it out the window or anything.
There you go, Brother Amos. You wanted a football.
I'm going to volley it out of the window.
Yeah, easily enough to do.
Let me piss on it first.
Dark. So dark.
Yeah, Brother Amos, you sort of take a little punt, and you skillfully punt it through the window, and the head flies out of sight and disappears below.
And you'd hear a distant scream, a woman's scream. And
My
children,
cabbages!
and children crying down below.
Well, if they didn't know who's won, then they do now.
Okay. So what you've taken what you can from Radosek's corpse. What would you like to do now?
I think have a look around at the desks, at the paperwork and the cupboards. Basically, and if it's not nailed down.
Yeah, sure thing. So you can spend a bit of time going through the books and the papers themselves are largely meaningless at this point. You gather most of this was all to do with methods for performing the ritual and all that sort of thing. The alchemy sort of section with the cauldron you had previously cleared out. You don't find... Actually, you know what? Give me a perception roll just for the hell of it.
All of us?
Yeah, if you're actively searching the room, give me a perception roll.
How much has perception gone up with my levelling?
It would have gone up by 1, at the very least.
At the very least.
Actually, a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
When we level up, when we've gone to level 4, do our ability scores increase at all, or do they always remain the same?
They stay the same.
Okay.
However, when you get to higher levels, those will increase.
Okay.
So, for example, assuming you all survive to level 5, you will get to increase 4 scores by 2.
Okay.
26 for me.
17.
Alwyn?
23.
I need to make sure I actually put this over here, because I keep looking at my old character sheet and it's all wrong.
Yeah. No worries. So the three of you sort of take a bit of time. You don't discover anything new that you hadn't already taken. There's, as I say, just all these papers that sort of talk about magical rituals and all that sort of thing. Most of it is gibberish to all of you, aside from what Otto has understood relating to this particular ritual for closing the portal. You do discover, you do sort of through those searches, you don't discover anything else in this room, but you do obviously come across the other 3 rooms that lead off elsewhere onto this floor.
So I'd like to make a thorough search of all the rooms on this floor. It's
all right.
Let's just ransack the place.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, that's easy enough to do.
And we can take our time over this. We're not in any...
You definitely... It certainly seems like you can. Nothing has disturbed you thus far. But all right, then going around the rooms, which we previously did briefly. But the door to the southwest, you go back into, you recognise as Radosek's bedroom, where you found his diary and also a collection of artwork. You know, you think sort of looking at it, if you could find a collector, might be worth something. But you'd also have to find a means of carrying it. The door to the north is an unused bedroom. That's where Nadia was originally being held when you first came in here. But there's nothing else of note in there. There is also a door off to the east, which you know takes you through to a much larger, much better appointed bedroom, which is the same room that Radosek entered into to retreat, sort of down to the courtyard yard below. And searching through this room, you discover that it's very 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 well appointed room. There's not a whole lot in here. It looks to be sort of the bedroom of quite a noble woman herself. But whilst this room itself appears to be devoid of anything for you to take, there is, to the south, you can see a purple tapestry that is very poorly disguising a passageway that leads further through.
We've come to see your tapestries.
And what's behind them?
So behind the purple tapestry, you see what looks to be a door made of ice, and beyond the door you can see you can see a statue made of ice, as well as piles of vaguely glimmering things beyond it. You suspect that this is the vault that you were asked to find by Captain Orlov.
Right. Well, I suppose, Otto, you could perhaps just
Melt the door.
melt it. Yes.
Yes, why don't I melt it?
Before you do you want to check with your detect magic thingy around?
Yes. How good am I at detecting magic?
Well, I don't know much about magic, but I know this one you just use it, and then this voice pops into your head and tells you what you find.
Right, I will detect magic then. Do I have to throw a dice?
Ordinarily, no. On this case, yes. Otto, you approach this doorway and you cast detect magic to sense, what may be nearby. There is no magic on the door itself. However, there is a lot of magic on the other side of it. In fact, there is so much magic on the other side that it takes you by surprise. Give me a fortitude save, please.
Blimey. 9.
Okay, you take a point of damage, Otto, and a trickle. The rest of you see quite a heavy stream of blood begin to pour out of his nose.
Liberating step? Is that or will that not work here?
Will not apply on this occasion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that something was necessarily attacking you. It's just that it's more that the magic in the room beyond. There was so much of it, and it caught you by surprise. It's a bit like being slapped in the face. That's how it feels for you, Otto.
Right, I'm not going to die of this.
You don't think so?
I really want to see what's in there now.
Sooner you than me.
Yeah, now you said though the door wasn't magical, so...
No, the door itself is not magical, but...
melt the bugger then. Yay. Careful not to melt the floor though.
Good tip. Top tip, don't melt the floor beneath your feet.
So, would you like to melt the door, Otto?
It's not a load-bearing door, is it?
It doesn't seem to be.
Doors can't be load-bearing, can they?
I don't know. I'm not an architect.
Because every time you open it, the house will fall down.
I don't bloody know.
But the door frame, if I'd melt the frame with it.
Whilst they're arguing, Brother Amos would like to walk over to the door and punch it.
All right. Give me an athletics roll, Brother Amos.
Natural 20.
And as the two of you are arguing about how you're going to open the door, Brother Amos pushes his way past you, and I'm imagining Kill Bill, where she does the 5-point punch. You sort of work. You sort of make 5 quick motions around the centre of the door, wind your fist back, and slam through. And the rest of you watch as the door shatters.
It's open.
Okay. What do we find inside?
Okay. Important question here. Who is the first person to enter?
I guess that'd be me.
That'll be, yes, Brother Amos.
All right, Brother Amos. Brother Amos, as you sort of smash this door open...
You drop dead.
You call over your shoulder. It's open. and take a step inside yourself. And you can see that this room is filled with all manner of things. There are several crates, urns, decanters and storage boxes, all filling this room. There is a mirrored vanity and a chair sat next to a window in the east, and in the centre of the room there is a statue of a tall, imperious woman with an owl on her shoulder and a sickle pointed to the sky. As you step into the room, Brother Amos, you see the mouth of the statue animates, and you hear the words, "The uninvited shall wither and die like the frost-covered bloom. You should never have ventured here, and you do well to leave before I return. As you seek to steal from me, so too shall I steal from you." And the air around you goes dark, Brother Amos. I need you to give me a fortitude save.
Natural 1.
12.
12, okay. As the air around you darkens, Brother Amos, your body suddenly feels much slower. You feel your bones begin to ache. You feel your skin begin to loosen. As this happens, Olwyn and Otto, you see Brother Amos. You don't see this darkness, but you do see him. You see his body seems to age before your eyes. Brother Amos, as this happens and your body stiffens, you become clumsy 2 and enfeebled 2. So that's -2 to all your strength and dexterity rolls and DCs. And you have physically aged by 10 years.
Permanently?
Seems to be.
Amazing.
Well, I never.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that.
So Otto and Olwyn, you watch as Brother Amos steps into the room. His skin sags and wrinkles course across his face, and as he turns to look at you, you see a much more wizened Brother Amos looking back at you.
Right, I think get out of there.
I would say
Probably
leave
a
before.
good idea.
Have your politics become more right-wing as well?
But you can see that beyond this statue, which has now stopped moving, it seems to have done whatever it was intended to do and is now motionless once more. You can see that there is all manner of things in this room, including piles of shiny objects.
Right.
Well, Brother Amos is going to leave the room.
Otto, can't you dispel magic?
Dispel magic. I'm not sure if I can certainly detect it.
Most of the spellcasters I've known in the past can sort of counter things. They can dispel things, and
I wasn't very good at it when it was being used on me. Not as far as I know. I can detect magic, that's all.
okay.
I tell you what, Otto. As you see this, you can give me an Arcana roll. You're a Fey sorcerer, aren't you? So that's going to be primal. That could be a nature roll if you prefer.
I prefer.
Okay.
10.
10. Yeah, you've got no idea what's happened to Brother Amos.
I can I can try some sort of divine healing on you. I think I'll need to sit down for 10 minutes first, though. I don't think normal sort of healings.
I feel like I could use a sit down.
Yes, sit down here, Grandad. Take the weight off your feet.
A sit down and a Werther's original.
Yes. Remember when all this was Fields, eh? Yes. Gosh. Well, perhaps the good captain knows a way of bypassing this. I mean, she said about the treasure, so...
Yes, maybe she does.
So I'll tell you what. Why don't Brother Amos and I sit up here? I'll have a chug from the stein for 10 minutes. Otto, while we're doing that, why don't you take the crystal and nip down and get the captain?
All right. I will do that.
Okay. So you're heading back down the tower. Is that correct?
Yes. I'll go back down to try and find Captain Olaf.
Okay, and you do so easily enough. You sort of, using the key you were given, you make your way back down to the ground floor of the tower, where you see, just kind of sat by the fountain in the centre of the chamber, seems to be sharpening her greatsword. You see Captain Orlov, and she looks up as you approach, and she says, welcome back, my friend. I trust by the fact you're standing here, that means you were victorious.
Actually, things haven't quite worked out the way we hoped. We've stumbled across something that seems to be quite evil magic.
Evil magic
that has afflicted poor Brother Amos.
But
simply by walking into a room, he became very afflicted. Do you know anything about that?
I can't say I do. I'm not much of a. I know a little bit of magic, and as she say this, you kind of look at her, Otto, and for the first time, you can see that around her eyes, you can just see the vestiges of what look to be white dragon scales around her eyes. She says, I know a little bit of magic. If it was guarding a room, you say? Sounds like Najena's work. Sounds like you might have found her vault.
Ah. Oh, well, perhaps we should return together and have a look and see what we can do for Brother Amos.
Yes, of course. I know half of what's in there. If you recall, I will come with you.
Good. Let's go back.
What of Radosek? Is he dealt with?
He is. Oh, look, there's his head over there. Yes. The rest of him is still up there. So yes, he is dealt with. You are rid of him.
Good riddance. She spits on the ground. As you begin to make your way back up, Otto, you sort of had to take a look around the chamber once again, and you do see that all of the full-length mirrors that were dotted around the outside of this ground floor have all been broken.
Mm.
Go on. Are you going to say something?
No, it's because Radosek. That was how Radosek used to get around. I know we broke some to stop him.
You did. You did break a couple, yes. You make your way back up to the top floor of the tower, and you soon all find yourselves back in the company of Captain Orlov.
Do you reckon 10 minutes will have passed while that's...
I think it's certainly close to be maybe a minute or two afterwards. You're sort of sat down with your stein, just having a drink, Olwyn, and you see Captain Orlov and Otto reappear on the telepad.
Cheers! Just give me a minute. The intention.
Drinking alone. There's a name for that kind of drinking, you know.
Once refocused, I'd like to cast Lay on Hands on Brother Amos.
Okay.
To see if that helps.
You see, Captain Olaf, you see what this poor state our friend is in, thanks to that malevolent force.
Yes, you're looking.
A
You're
little
looking
peaky.
more experienced. I think the polite term is.
That's one way of putting it.
When you place your hands onto Brother Amos, and you let your warmth flow through you. Brother Amos restores 12 hit points, as is the case for Lay on Hands, and you feel the warmth sort of seep into your bones, Brother Amos. It feels very, very pleasant, but after it passes, you feel as stiff and achy as you were previously.
I'm still stiff.
I can see that, yes. By spreading my warmth into you.
It made me stiff.
It never fails.
Sorry, and obviously I'm the only one out of the three of us who has any healing abilities whatsoever, magical or otherwise. So we're screwed.
I can heal myself.
The fuck? What now?
I forgot.
Oh, you have some healing. Oh well, I mean, it would only be useful if you actually had any healer's tools like this. You see,
Any half decent ones.
yes,
At least.
yes.
I suddenly remembered when we killed Radosek that I can actually do things like that.
Yeah, you sort of watch as Brother Amos has taken a seat. He's taken off one layer of his robes, and you can see kind of stashed on his belt is looks to be a set of healer's tools, Owen.
My memory isn't what it used to be.
They might come.
I mean, yes, here we are, nearly dying. I'm running around like a blue arse, what's it, Anyway, that's a conversation for another time.
For the benefit of our listeners, that is a little inside joke. We discovered earlier today, whilst we were levelling up Brother Amos, that he was not only trained in medicine, but also he has healing tools. But there we go. There's no hard feelings, as far as I can tell.
No. Well, except for him feeling a little stiff. Yes.
That's it.
Which is always funny.
Because
it's true.
Yes, so, Olwen, as mentioned, you cast Lay on Hands on Brother Amos. It restores his hit points as you expect, but it does nothing for this affliction that is currently plaguing him.
Okay. As much as you might have some skill with the healing, I think it's probably magical healing that's needed.
Yes, I don't think it's going to help.
No, probably some sort of restoration spell. Oh, you can't do restoration spells, can you?
No, I can do. I have a healing spell, but
What the fuck? Where's this coming from
but
now?
I can't use it today. I've used up all my spell slots today. Tomorrow I'll have a go, but today nothing I can do for you, mate.
I was just like, he's just
Owen?
gone off to a corner to sit down and have a really good think about his life.
Yes, tomorrow I can do something, but not today.
Owen, I tell you what, as a champion, you do have a minor amount of training with magic. You can give me a religion roll.
Okay. A religion roll.
That's for Olwen, not for Otto.
22.
22. Okay. You don't know the exact nature of this magic, but you have heard that there exist spells which can curse a creature for an unspecified amount of time. And with that roll, you also learn that there are ways to undo it, but they tend to be rather specialised magics that deal in the removal of curses.
Okay, I will share what I know with the addendum that by specialised, I think we can assume expensive. Now, I know Otto's been keeping a very close eye on how much money we've got.
Actually, I haven't. It hasn't.
Oh, fuck.
For a while. But I do have a fair amount. I know how much money I've got, and quite a lot.
Oh, good. So I'm glad one of us has.
So how much are we talking here?
I've no idea. Just expensive. But look, we're not in the place. We're not in a unless you can do anything, Captain Orloff.
No, like I said before, I'm not a damned witch. I can do a little magic, but that would be beyond my ability. I'm sorry.
No. It's just it's always worth asking.
Well, it seems like you've held up your end of the bargain. It's okay with you. I'm going to take my share from that vault, and then I will leave you to your own devices.
Well, I would just walk in there because the same thing might happen to you unless you know a way of deactivating it. Do you?
No, but I'm not leaving here with nothing. I'll take my chances.
Okay. I was going to sit back and watch what happens.
All right. You watch as Captain Orlov sort of strides boldly through the broken ice door, still with her great sword slung over her shoulder. And as she steps into the room, nothing seems to happen.
That's not right.
She steps in. She steps into the room, sort of waits almost expectantly, and then sort of turns back to face you. looks like your friend was just unlucky, and she starts going through the various boxes and things that are around.
Otto, why don't you pop in there as well?
I'd rather not.
If I go in again, will I get another 10 years older?
We can't risk that.
There's only one way to find out.
No. All right, I'll go then.
Owen, you step very tentatively.
Wait, why are you going in there?
Well, to see if we can get some things out of it. Half of it's ours, you know.
Yes, it is.
You step inside, Orwin, very tentatively, almost perhaps wincing as you step across the threshold, and just as Captain Orlov says, nothing happens.
This is bullshit.
I wonder if it's because you're the one who broke the door.
Maybe.
Give me a wisdom roll, Orwin.
Oh, natural 20 for 22.
You get the sense that this was a single-use trap.
Right. Of course, it might just have been a single-use thing. So once it's done, it's done.
Well, then let's take our things.
And yeah, well, I still think it's probably a good idea you stay there, just in case.
I'll wait here. I'm already cursed, so
you can come in there.
Rob them blind.
Nadia, I think it's only fair that you get in. Now let's see, what's half? A quarter of half is. You get fifth of what's in. No, that's not right, is it? One of these chaps will do the maths.
Why don't we pull it all out, see what we've got, and split it from there?
Oh yes, good idea.
Good thinking.
Start emptying the vault.
All right. So, with the help of Captain Orlov, you pull out a lot of things from this place. I'm going to tell you everything that's in there, and then either we can figure out a split off camera, or you can talk about it with Captain Orlov, or whatever you wish to do. You find inside this vault there is a shelf that is stacked full of spell scrolls. a shelf that is stocked full of potions, a big pile of what look to be trade bars made of pure silver, and there is a chest that contains it contains an assorted pile of things. I'll go down my entire list quickly for you. So in terms of the scrolls, there are 2 scrolls of Comprehend Language, 2 scrolls of Dispel Magic, 1 scroll of Mirror Sight, 1 scroll of Threefold Aspect, 1 scroll of Remove Disease, and 1 scroll of Detect Poison. In terms of potions, there are 6 lesser healing potions and 2 potions of Expeditious Retreat. Okay, and there are also 50 of these trade bars of pure silver. Inside the chest, there is what looks to be a satchel that is made of a very decorative cloth. There is a feather that has been curled into the shape of a bird. There is a feather that has been curled into the shape of a tree. There is a white gold ring with a sapphire set into it. There is a slender blue-tinged piece of metal that Otto at least will recognise as a wand. And there are a few assorted other things as well. There is a jade bracelet, a silver medallion, a signet ring, 3 deep blue gemstones that you recognise to be quartz, and a pile of coin totaling 130 gold pieces. On top of that, could I have perception rolls from everybody, please?
23.
22.
Otto?
20.
20, okay. You all notice this as you look around the room. In addition to the things you've found, one of the shelves has what looks to be 4 porcelain dolls, sort of perched on it. These porcelain dolls, whilst it's obvious what they are, they have no defined features. Think of an actor's blank mask. They look a lot like that. And whilst there are 4 of them on this shelf, there is space for a 5th, which is empty.
Creepy dolls.
Oh, I wonder if this is where that creepy doll came from.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yes. Yes, say the story about that Nadia later. That's quite an interesting story.
Creepy doll.
Oh,
sounds like quite the yarn.
It was creepy doll in a creepy hut near some ghost boulders, ice boulders with, I don't know, creepy ghost child.
It's quite terrifying.
Oh, it was. Poor Otto shits himself.
I still have nightmares.
Yes.
And actually, now I think about it, Olwyn, with your perception roll, you notice just below this shelf with the porcelain dolls on, you can see that kind of discarded on the floor, there is a lock of flaxen blonde hair. The same colour that the doll you encountered in Taldor had.
Ah, yes, see, is this hair? Yes, same colour hair. It's probably come from the doll.
It's a Scooby-Doo moment.
It had a weird mirror inside it and a ruby, was it?
Mm.
Yes. I think it was a way for Radosek to keep an eye on things, to influence its distance.
All right. So with that, you've acquired all these things from here. A lot of it you have no idea what it does just from looking at it. You'll have to spend some time with these things to figure out what they do. Is there anything else you'd like to do here?
Well, I think we'll split the items while we're here, but we'll do that off air, like you say.
Sure.
Sure. And with our backpacks bulging, I think... Captain, did you ever find out what happened to that bard lady?
No. She's probably gone somewhere. She comes and goes from the tower a lot. I doubt you'll be seeing her again.
It's to be hope not, because she betrayed us, so... Not impressed.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Would you like a tissue for your tears?
I just need a hug.
Wow, that's... I mean, yes. All right, you'll just fucking... Wow, all right.
I don't much care. I'm sorry if that sounds callous.
That's obvious. You don't care.
I've got what I wanted. You've got what you wanted. Our business is concluded.
But there is one more thing we would like, if you don't mind. You did say make an offer of us having somewhere to rest our heads for the night. May we do so before we move on tomorrow?
Of course. Myself and the rest of the guard, we'll be sleeping down in the barracks. Sleep where you wish. That there's nobody else left in the tower. Oh, okay. Except for if you do happen to go wandering, there is a door. There is a room on the first floor that is chained from the outside. I strongly recommend you do not go in there. There is a demon inside.
Where is that again? Sorry, I was only half listening. A demon inside where?
Well, if you weren't listening, that's your problem, dwarf.
First floor, there's chain on the outside, can't miss it. It's not a demon that looks like a Taldan noble woman, is it?
No. Looks like a bush. A very angry bush.
Angry bush.
We know an angry bush.
I always thought he was quite an amenable kind of chap.
Well, he was till you started littering, yes.
Yes.
All right, well...
on the whole, a jolly good fellow.
All right, well, are we done here?
Yes, I think so.
Well, as I say, you have the run of the place now. I will not stop you going anywhere you wish, and I can give you access to. We're leaving at first light. I recommend you do the same before Najena returns.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Safe journeys to you all.
And to you.
And thank you for Obafex's sake. And she leaves.
Welcome. I kind of want to have a look at this demon now.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Do you really? You have to open that door.
My experience of opening doors and charging into rooms is exemplary.
Right, but yeah, unless there's anything you want to do right now, I'm assuming you guys want to find yourselves somewhere to rest. Is that correct?
We do.
I would quite like to know if this dispel magic scroll would actually work on me, or is that I have a curse rather than a...
I mean, you could ask Otto to try it, or
I don't think it's a good... I think it's more of a curse, and that would require some sort of remove curse rather than because curse is not the same as a spell?
They're similar. It's a bit like drugs and medicines. All curses are spells, but not all spells are curses. But that doesn't mean they behave the same. That doesn't necessarily mean they behave the same way. I mean, without trying it, you wouldn't know for certain.
It's worth a go. I mean, once it's gone, it's gone.
We have two of them.
Have we? We haven't decided that yet. Something to think about overnight, perhaps.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
so
feeling sleepy.
the four of you, will find Brother Amos in a rocking chair.
I want a cup of tea and a nice nap.
I've got a blanket for your knees.
Thank you.
All right. Easily enough, the four of you and Chardonnay find a nice, comfortable place to rest for the evening. You hole yourself up in the larger bedroom, which you probably assume is the bedroom of this mysterious Najena, and just sort of out of the cold. And as your head sort of hits the pillows of your bedrolls or the bed, if you choose to sleep on it, sleep comes to you all very easily. It's been a very tiring day. You've travelled far, you've done much, and now you find yourselves to rest. And that is where we're going to end for this session, folks.
Oh. Blimey.
Sleepy time.
Sleepy time.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Right.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com, editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
Dean, I've got to say before we go,
has died of old age in his sleep.
Before we go, this is episode 42, and as a massive Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan, I've got to mention 42. There we go.